Hello, I'm Chuck Long, and on this edition of the Entertainment Outlook, this year's Nashville Film Festival promises to be one of the biggest and best ever. Here to give us all the details, the festival's artistic director, Brian Owens. Welcome back. It's always good to have you, Brian.
Thank you, Chuck. I love being here.
I tell you, it's so exciting thinking about the Nashville Film Festival, how it's grown over the years. You've been with us, over 8 years here on the show, and it's just, you've had more entries for the festival this year than ever before.
It's amazing, actually. Last year we broke the record with about 3,500 entries. This year, 5,000. 5,000 submissions. So it's a lot of extra work, but it's also meant that there's a lot more quality there. It means also breaking a lot of hearts too. But can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, right?
There you go. What's the biggest challenge when you get that many entries?
Getting through them is the first challenge, but it is already, I've said this about documentaries every year, but I've already said no, and we're still, getting everything ready to go. I've said no to enough good documentaries to make a fantastic documentary film festival. In the same way with a lot of the short films and a lot of the categories. You're splitting hairs when you get down to the end. There's so many quality films in that batch, but we just don't have room to show them all.
Right. So what does it come to making a successful film festival?
I think keeping an ear to the ground to see what's trending, what's happening, making sure that the voices that are represented truly are diverse, and I don't mean just racially or gender-wise or sexual orientation-wise. I mean even like geographically and stylistically, so that there's a little bit of something for everyone. I always tell people that when you come to a film festival, I don't expect you to like everything you see, but I expect to have enough there for you to like that you're going to have an enjoyable festival. One of the philosophies I've always used is when I'm putting a movie together, I don't want the audience to go out giving it all, like every member of the audience giving it a C, right? If you're grading the film. But if it gets a lot of A's and a lot of F's, that average is still a C, but at least people are talking about it, right?
Right.
So, that's what we want our films that people are going to talk about. It's much more exciting, even if you don't like it, but if it got you riled up, that's a lot more exciting than walking out going, meh.
Right. And what's some of the feedback? Because obviously you guys do get a lot of feedback because your audience is constantly giving you the feedback after a film while they're there. What, in a kind of a general sense, does the audience say, here's what we hope to see at the Nashville Film Festival?
That's really hard to pick down because even there the audience is so diverse. One of my favorite stories ever was my second year here. I showed a Greek film called Dogtooth, and one couple came out immediately after the first screening and said, that is the best film we've seen at this festival, and we've been coming for over a decade. That was immediately followed by a woman that came out and said, how dare you put that in front of other people's eyes? That was horrible. But people actually do like that. That same woman came back the next day and said, you know what? Now that it sat with me for 24 hours, you're right. I can never let that movie out of my head. It's going to stick with me for a long time. So people like a challenge. I think our most regular festival goers really like a challenge. But then the one thing I see that draws in the new people are the lighter stuff that still has an artistic bent that a festival audience is going to enjoy, but also is light enough that a newcomer can come in and say, oh, wait, this is for me too. It's not just hardcore cinema.
Right. Well, let's take a look. One of the films that really a lot of people are talking about, American Epic. Tell me a little bit about that, and then we're going to watch a clip.
Yeah, this is basically a long-term history of American music. And when I say American music, it is meaning every region of it, from the blues in the South, from the Tejano music in Texas, Hawaiian music, a little bit of everything, but how we recorded that early music and have preserved it for American history. Okay,
a lot of buzz, like we said, being talked about on this one. So take a little look. This is American Epic.
They were making what we call portable recordings throughout all the southern states. Many of the people that I'd forgotten, don't even remember, that came to me that wanted to make phonograph records.
American Epic. Remember that name. Now, what's your advice when there's a movie like that everybody's talking about, everybody wants to see, and I know you do have, you bring back some of the movies for a second time or a third time, that sort of thing. But what's your advice when there is a movie somebody wants to see at the festival?
Go to our website, which is nashfilm.org. It used to be NashvilleFilmFestival.org. That still works, but we simplified it, nashfilm.org. And make sure to be ready to buy those tickets for those big titles the day they go on sale. Okay. You know, we open to members early, and then a couple days later we open to the general public. And we will have major titles that will go. I've had some go as quick as 20 minutes.
Really?
So you don't want to dilly-dally if you want to see some of those big ones.
That is good to know. We are going to take a short break, but when we come back, more on the Nashville Film Festival, so come on back with us.